currently running battles between police and students at Mahikeng Campus of the Northwest University. Angry students have blockaded the university entrance with burning tyres. This has prompted police to act. For an update, we now cross live to our reporter, Sello Tatai. Sello, good evening and thank you so much for joining us. Earlier, you reported that students have been arrested for alleged public violence. What's the latest on that account?
Well, good evening, Lulu. What I can tell you is that police are keeping a watchful eye here at the Mahikeng Campus of the Northwest University. Yes, indeed, several students have been arrested earlier today, and that is when we saw a violent confrontation between police and protesting students. As students were moving in to barricade the road leading into the university, police tried to negotiate with them, and that's when police started firing rubber bullets and stun grenades. Then students retaliated by pelting police with stones. But you'll remember that over and above what transpired today, we have been reporting on on the activities of this campus for about 3 years now. And this year, early this year, one might say that all hell broke loose. You'll remember that sometime early this year, students allegedly torched university property in demand of free education. And interestingly, this university has more than 70% of students who are entirely reliant on NFSAS for funding, and previously the university indicated that they need plus minus 90 million rand to make up for the shortfall because the need for financial aid supersedes the current available resources.
Sello, what's the SRC saying about the current violence that's taking place?
Well, it seems like the SRC is divided. You'll remember that SASCO, DASO and EFF, they are sharing seats here at the university, at the Mahikeng Campus of the Northwest University. So there hasn't been any consolidated mandate coming from the SRC as to whether they will be supporting the protest or not. So the students have taken it upon themselves to say that the pronouncement that was made by the minister just yesterday will not assist them that much, given the historical debt that most of the students have incurred there, and to a large extent saying that the minister failed to say as to how well the financially needy students are going to be accommodated next year, particularly those who were not funded by NFSAS this year, given what I explained earlier on, that it seems like the financial need here supersedes the available resources. And interestingly, the university is owed more than 100 million rand, and that is the figure that we managed to establish some time ago when we were busy, doing this story, particularly on the financials or the debt incurred by students on previous occasions.
Now, what has been the response from the university on the reported incidents of violence on the campus?
Well, what we currently know is that there is an ongoing meeting between the university Vice-Chancellor, Professor Dan Kwadi, and disgruntled students to try and find a lasting solution to this debacle. We'll definitely give you an update as soon as the meeting has ended and whether the parties will come to some sort of an agreement that will be established post the meeting. But the university has on previous occasions indicated that they can simply not afford, to fund students in a massive scale. And some students, as I indicated on, they were saying that there is a need for free education because the current the pronouncement that was made by the minister regarding subsidizing poor students and the missing middle students is really not going to assist that much, particularly when one looks at those students who are affected by financial exclusions yet academically deserving, and that missing middle that also is in need of financial assistance, but their parents are too rich for NFSAS and so forth.
Now, Sello, do you have any idea how long the meeting is going to take? And, what are they saying? What's going to happen after the meeting? Or is everything going to be put on the table in this particular meeting?
The issue in contention here is that there are examinations that have to be written anytime from now on. And remember that in the previous semester, students forfeited some of the days. In fact, the previous semester was cut in half to make up for the lost time when there was a strike here about 6 months ago. Now, there were campaigns like Save the Semester and so forth and so on. And it seems like those developments are resurfacing again, because some of the students were saying that they don't have time, they can afford the strike because they are due to write examinations. Some of them were telling us that they are final year students and they really need to pass and get their degrees and go out there and try to make a life for themselves. So it will be interesting in how these negotiations will pan out, whether students will agree with what the university management will put on the table, or whether there will be some sort of an intervention coming from the national department, to say that we are going to avail more funds for this campus, given that 70% of its students rely on NFSAS, and that the university indicated that they are going to need 90 million rand going forward. So those are some of the talking points, that are currently occupying center stage during at the negotiations that are being held, or at the meeting that is currently being held between the university management and student leaders.
Now, Sello, have the students sort of given any idea? They have mentioned the fact that they do not want the increment to happen. What happens if their demands are not met?
They are saying they are going to shut the university indefinitely. They are saying they are not going to budge on their demand of free education. And if the Department of Higher Education and Training does not come on board and gives them what they want, including the university coming to some sort of an agreement on how they are going to respond to their grievances, they are not going to stop to protest, because they are saying it's now or never, particularly from the EFF, who were telling us that they have been consistently raising this issue of financial exclusions and so forth. And if there isn't some sort of an agreement which can be entered into between students, the university management and the Department of Higher Education on how they are going to see to it that free education is implemented starting from next year, then there won't be any academic activities at this campus.
So look, we'll have to leave it there for now. We will get updates from you once we know what happened. If the meeting does continue until later in the evening, you will give us updates as and when it happens.